it's time to react to woke TikToks. These ones look disgusting. I always look at the thumbnails first. I'm like, okay, let's look at the freaks. And I don't say freak even just in their appearance. I mean, yeah, like most of them like look like freaks, and that's just, would you like to argue? But also, it's less about that for me. Everyone's like, oh, Blaire's always focused on looks. For me, it's about, I believe in the mind-body connection. I believe in the mind-body-spirit connection. So I believe that ugliness, that dementedness, the spirit of the troglodyte exists within you. It's not on you, it's in you, but then it becomes on you because it comes out. It's kind of like, and people don't understand this. It's like people who have been through a lot of trauma in their life, people who have lived really hard lives, they tend to have really hard lines right here because they spend their lives. I can't make the face, I have too much Botox, but you know, they'll have those lines there because they're always scowling. They're scowling their entire life because maybe they really were going through a lot and had a lot of reasons to be mad, but that affects your physical. So there's one example right there. So I believe when you're a freak on the inside, it's only a matter of time until it comes out. But anyways, let's just start watching.
If you're cis, I want you to message the trans person in your life and ask them what is one thing that you can do to lighten their load this week. Whether that be grocery shopping, folding laundry, doing dishes. Ask the trans people in your life if there's a task or something that you can offer them to help with the burden that we're carrying, because we're having to deal with all of this stuff right now.
Hi. Welcome to life. Oh, you're dealing with stuff? You're dealing with stuff? Do you have issues? Do you have problems? Do you have life circumstances that can be inconvenient like every other person?
Clap if you think she should suffer.
Like, I'm convinced that these narcissists think that no one else has issues, that no one else has problems, that no one else has any hardship in life besides them, which is why they prioritize their shit over every other group at all costs. Here's the thing. If y'all want to come do my laundry, feel free. Y'all want to wash my car, do it, babe. And if y'all want to pay my bills, I'll even go out to dinner with you or something. Just kidding. I'm not that bitch. I'm that bitch, but I'm not that bitch. Do not message me asking what you can do for me during this hard time. I'm going through it like everyone else is going through it, and me being trans is not a handicap. Doesn't mean I'm like retarded. Doesn't mean I can't walk. Doesn't mean I can't brush my teeth. So don't message me this condescending shit. Allies talking about what can I do for you. I don't need you. I've gotten here myself. I'm a one bitch army. Hi, hello. The world's been trying to take me out since I came out of the womb. I have had everything in life try to kill me, and I'm still here. So I don't need you. No, don't need you. Shout out to you, though. You can wash my car. We'll say that. I do need y'all for that. Camp counselor discusses how he turned his campers into communists. Speaking of viruses.
I was a camp counselor for 1 week and turned an entire cabin of 13-year-olds into leftists. Here's how. It started on day one when the kids of their own volition decided to have an election to see who would be president of the cabin. They had me track votes anonymously, and I may have broken the tie in favor of the obviously queer kid. Another kid who was weirdly obsessed with Russian history then asked if he could be Mikhail Gorbachev to the cabin, to which I said, I don't think so. You could be Karl Marx, though. He was thrilled. The kids then, somewhat clumsily, started discussing the merits of their communist government. It probably would have ended there, but on day 2, the president told me that he had trouble sleeping the night before and asked me if I had anything to read. I had exactly one book with me, The ABCs of Socialism. This kid read the entire book in one night. The next day, another kid asked for it, and then another. By day 4, Karl Marx proposed that our cabin cheer be the communist cabin, where everyone is equal, and everyone agreed.
Call the police. We need to call the police.
So, kids are susceptible enough to be indoctrinated into a complex political position, but can't be convinced they're trans. They always know that for sure. But they can be given a political identity within 1 week by a camp counselor. You're going to hell for that, sir. And you need to do some soul searching as like deep within that spirit of yours, like I've been talking about. It comes out. It's coming out based on how, okay, it's coming out. You need to figure out why you are proud of yourself for indoctrinating the stupidest kind of person, a child. A child who is the most vulnerable to being indoctrinated. See, it would have been a flex, baby boy, if you came up on here talking about how I got my entire college class to become communists. Or you know what, that's not even a flex because college people in college are always commies. But I don't know, like how I went to an AA meeting and turned everyone into a communist. That's a flex. You're persuasive. Wow, you convinced a bunch of little kids and gave them a reward system that showed that if they identify as a communist, that they're getting good favor with the authority figure, the camp counselor, the person they're forced to be around for the next few weeks. Wow, you are so, your mind is just so powerful. Disgusting. All right. TikToker goes on unhinged rant. I love the word unhinged. It's just so funny. Against white people, calling them stinky, evil, and bleach demons. Go off, bitch. Let's see.
Okay. This isn't like full shade towards you. I just see a lot of comments like this, and this was the most recent one, so I'm just responding to this one. When white people say shit like this, it isn't the serve they think it is. Like, you're a part of the problem, fix your people, bro. Like, when white people are like, I'm white, and white people do suck. Yeah, you're probably a part of those said white people, so do something about it. The fuck? Also, I hate when white people try to validate me. Like, they're literally like, I'm white, but I agree. Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't need validation from white people. Like, that's the last thing I need in my life. Like, I feel like white people always try, but they miss. Like, and I feel bad for y'all. Not that bad, though, because your ancestors suck and you're stinky and evil. But bad enough where I want to call you out and tell you not to leave comments like this because it's crusty. Anyways, for all the bleach demons willing to learn, I see you. You're not as bad as the rest.
First of all, I'm sending you a cease and desist for using the word crusty, because that's what I'm going to use for you, and that's my line. You're absolutely busted, crusted, and disgusted. Don't forget disgusted. It's amazing to me how people just choose to adopt this toxic mindset of obsession with race, you know, convincing themselves that they can hate an entire race of people and not somehow be exactly what they claim to hate. Congrats, ho, you became the demon that you were fighting against. Isn't that interesting? Everything just comes full circle, right? I see a lot of pain in her. And again, that comes out. But I do have to say, you know, one of the biggest lies that my generation was ever told, and I'm talking about the generation of people who really started growing up in sort of like, not the post-racist era, because there will always be racist, but the time in American history where we kind of got it together, right? We kind of got it together in the early 2000s, late 90s, where we're like, you know what? People of every race deserve every equal opportunity, right? There was a lie that was told during that time that still seems to persist based on this unhinged hoe running her mouth, which is that only white people can be racist. Now, if you've ever stepped foot in the real world and talked to, see, that's the thing. Y'all, if you believe that lie, you're really the one who has no diverse friend group. You're the white lib who only hangs out with white people but claims you hang out with black people. You're the person who only hangs out with your race if you believe only white people can be racist. Because as someone who grew up in a half Mexican, half white family and community, I never heard any racist shit coming out of my white side of the family's mouths. But the Mexican side of my family, hi. They said a lot of crazy-ish about race, about other races. Hi, you ever live in a city and you see all the anti-Asian hate crimes that they have to, for their own narrative, pin on white supremacy, but we all see who's actually committing all those anti-Asian hate crimes in San Francisco? Like, right. Any race is capable of hating any race. And that is the definition of racism. So I don't know who you're calling racist other than the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the most busted of them all? You. Baby girl. Work on yourself. Heal. You're broken. I see it all over you. You're broken. Get it together.
Fix yourself and fix your face, okay?
Dietitian tells followers to eat whatever they want, whenever they want, because eating 3 meals a day is rooted in white supremacy. Did I not just say that y'all could look at an orange piece of paper and call it white supremacy? And now eating 3 meals a day is racist? Okay. Go off, Karen.
The day thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is from colonialism and white supremacy.
As if we didn't have enough good reasons to stop letting external cues tell us how to feed ourselves and start listening to our internal cues, here's another one. Now, I don't know about you, but I hate when crusty old white men tell me what to do with my life, or especially tell me what to do with my body. So eat what you want, when you want. There are no rules. Start listening to what your body is telling you.
You're white, bitch. You think you're earning any cool points? Come up and talk about crusty old white men telling you what to eat. First of all, who even associates eating 3 meals a day with crusty old white men? What crusty old white men are telling you to eat 3 meals a day? It's bizarre. You're bizarre. You're not earning any cool points. And the idea that you should just trust your internal cues about when and what you should eat, a lot of y'all's internal cues are the reason you're fat.
Like, she's huge, but she's so beautiful. She's a mammoth, of course. And
a lot of y'all's internal cues and succumbing to every little emotion you feel is the reason why your body is looking like that. And it's not just about looks, it's about health and being physically capable. And, like, you know what I mean? It's like, no. You're a dietitian telling people to just follow their heart with what they want to eat. Okay. Again, fix yourself. You're broken. And it's coming out. Next. Oh, God. Ugh. The theme of this is that the demon comes out and you can see it. Hi. Am I wrong? See, maybe up until this point in the episode, you were like, you know what? Loving what Blaire has to say, but why is she bringing looks into it? There's no correlation from being a demon on the inside and it coming out on the outside. Hi, meet this person. They'd like a word about their breast milk. Male starts a GoFundMe to buy pumps so he can lactate and offer babies transgender milk. Can't believe I just said that word, that phrase. Has life really dwindled down to this? I think it has. Okay, transgender milk. He says that he's always wanted to lactate. Let's see what this crackhead has to say.
I've always wanted to be able to lactate. And today, my doctor, after my EKG results, said that she's feeling confident enough to start me on this medication, Reglan. And it has some serious side effects, but I'm only going to be taking it for 2 weeks, up to 3 weeks possible. So within 2 weeks, I should be lactating. The rest is on me. I'm going to have to pump and keep a supply. This is the tough part. I have 1 pump. I need 2 pumps. And the amount of lactation, the amount of pumping that I have to do to lactate is going to require a better pump than what I got. I mean, I have electric pump.
Find me a church. I've done everything everybody else wants to do. Find me a church to go to. I need peace in my heart. I need it now. Bring me.
You know, in a world that made even a drop of sense, this would just be considered a crackhead. This should just be considered a sea urchin who, you know, God bless them. God bless the sea urchins, right? Hate that you're in that position. What you don't do is give the sea urchins a medical plan to lactate and feed children. This is a crackhead. You know it. I know it. Your body knows it. If you saw this person on the street, you would do a few things to avoid coming into too close of contact with them. Maybe you're crossing the street. Oh, I can walk on that side of the street today. That's fine. Oh, it's a detour for me to do that. That's fine. Because that's a crackhead, and a quite scary looking one at that. But because we live in this world that doesn't make a drop of sense, you have a doctor helping this person lactate to feed children. We need God. Can you come back now, Jesus? I don't know if I really believe in you. But now would be a good time. Literally, it's a crackhead. Like, what? Oh, let's let this person breastfeed. Let's let this man breastfeed children. Like, that's a whole other layer. It's like, first of all, doctors are transitioning this person who's clearly on crack. So that's already medical malpractice. And now you're on a whole separate medical journey to lactate and feed children. To transfer that crack to a baby who will get it from a male's nipples. We're living in hell. Hope you enjoy the ride. Australian girl is triggered that there are so many American flags in America. Okay. Let's hear you out. Let's hear her out.
I'm just going to say it. There are too many American flags. Like, they're on houses, they're on cars, saw them on couch cushions. Like, I don't know who's making these American flags, but they'd be making a bloody fortune. And like, you're the only country that I know that does this. Like, the only time I think I've ever seen an Australian flag is like on the Harbour Bridge. Could not tell you what it looks like. Like, I know it's like blue and it's got some stars on it.
You know, I really relate to you because I couldn't tell you what the fuck the Australian flag looks like either. Because I don't really care. Do you have a lot of flags? Yes. Do other countries seemingly not have a lot of flags? Yes. Well, guess what, bitch? We're the greatest country on the motherfucking planet. And we're going to do it like that. Right? You can leave, baby girl. You can leave. You don't have to be here. In fact, we would prefer you not be here, complaining about our flag.
You will not bring your ghetto here. You will not bring your ghetto here.
Like, that's why we're locked in your homes, really locked in your homes, because the lockdowns here made the Australian ones look, that's why y'all had literally no rights during all of COVID, because y'all don't really have much of a fight in you to defend your freedom. We do. And the flag is just a little reminder of that, right? Because when I see the flag, I actually see like, no, we're still free. That's not China's flag, so we're still free. And I'll take as many reminders of that as I can get. I don't really care. So book a flight. Go back. You're not wanted. Bye, babe. Non-binary LGBTQ activist demands that we respect her. If you have to demand respect, you are like highly disrespectable. Like, I feel like I don't ever go anywhere and just get disrespected. And I feel like if I did, it would like partly be on me. Like, I don't know. Like, why are you just getting disrespected everywhere, sis? That we respect her and other non-binary people by stopping she used gendered honorifics. Why do they always look like this? Blaire, stop bringing up looks. Stop bringing up what's right in my face. If anyone's under any misconception that I scroll and just choose the freakiest looking people, no. You just look up these topics and these are the people talking about it, right? Okay, so let's see.
So there's a conversation that goes around a lot where people who habitually use gendered honorifics like sir or ma'am ask very kindly what a good gender-neutral replacement for that would be. And the most common answer from people like me who don't like gendered words applied to us is learn to drop the honorific, because most of us don't like to be put in that situation in a quick interaction with a stranger. And the asker will protest that they don't feel like they're respecting people without the honorific. Friends, I see you really trying, and I understand that you've been conditioned really hard to use this kind of language. But I have to ask, who is the respect for in this scenario? Because we're telling you, the best way to respect us is to not use an honorific.
So she is saying not just to not use those for her. I don't know if y'all caught that. She's saying the solution to this problem in its entirety is for everyone to stop using them entirely and just change it from the language. Again, maybe instead of a transgender diagnosis, these motherfuckers should get a narcissist diagnosis. Who is narcissistic enough to think the English language should be changed for them? You're going to hell for that. You're going to hell just for the glasses alone. I mean, wow. You're not giving what you think you're giving. Right? You're not giving anything at all. You're the queen of giving us nothing.
She just doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses. Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
You give us nothing. I just watched a 45-second video of you, and you gave me nothing but a headache. So again, you're going to hell for that. Listen, that is it for this episode, you guys. I love you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as my main channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Rate this podcast on Spotify, and I will see you next time. Bye.